Shooting off of a tripod has become all the rage within the hunting and long-range target precision communities. It's also become very popular in the competition circles where often many stages are going to be shot off of a tripod. No matter what your experience level though is as a gun owner, a tripod is going to be a great tool to have in your arsenal. In a separate video, we took a look at this one, which is the Vortex Radiant Carbon Fiber Tripod. And it's a fantastic tripod. However, for many people, it might be a little too expensive, it might be a little bit too big, and quite honestly, not everyone needs a tripod that's going to be towering over their head. This is why this week I wanted to take a look at this brand new tripod by Sunwayfoto, and this is the T3240CS. This is also a carbon fiber tripod, and it comes to us from a very well-known Asian manufacturer who's made a good reputation for themselves within the photography and videography communities, and is now bringing their tripods and applying that to the hunting and shooting communities. This tripod is going to be a four-section, 3-leg tripod. It's going to have all the features that we're looking for, and just might be a good or a better option than the more expensive Vortex Radiant, especially if you're out hunting. This is going to be quite a bit easier to work with. So let's take a look. I do have a separate bag accessory on here, and we'll talk about that as well. So with this tripod, right now it is in the collapsed position. You can see I actually had it in the case, including with this stability rock bag as well. So much like other hunting tripods, these are going to have twist collars, which are going to be probably more suited towards hunting and shooting applications. These are nice big oversized molded grips, and you can actually, even with smaller hands, you can grab all three of them together, give them about half of a twist, and you'll be able to take out and then tighten it up. So once again, you have 4 legs, and even on the small ones, they are not super thin, and so you don't have to worry about the stability on the tripod. Okay, let's get that. And then the final leg, boom, and boom. Now what's nice is that all of these collars, they are weather sealed, which is going to be something that's going to be good to know, especially if you're out in the hunting communities. So with the tripod exactly as it is, this is going to be, I believe, 50 and change inches, and I am 5'8". This is going to be enough. Even if I put a rifle on here, it's perfectly eye level. Do note you can't get higher or lower, but most people probably wouldn't need to. So if you are taller, you just need to hunch down just a little bit. Each position also has, each leg also has these metal locks, which are spring loaded, and you can adjust them and lower the angle on these legs. With the legs, you actually have that position, and you have one more, and you can get it down to as little, I believe, as 7 inches with all of the legs. If you want to shoot off of a tripod and kind of use it as a bipod to some degree, while laying down, you could use it in a flinch. Although I would probably say with you shooting prone, it might be more things and more mass to move around, more clunky, I guess is going to be a good word, than if you're kneeling or standing. Now, if you are kneeling, reducing some of these sections, this is going to be where it's going to be really, really, really fantastic. So moving on up, we do have a head here, and you do have a quick release latch. You do have one here. You can move it, unlock it, and you can move the ball in any position that you want, and then you can just, once you've adjusted it, you can quickly lock it in. What I found from my experience playing with this tripod is I like to have it, if I'm righty, I'm going to have this hand on a firearm, and with this thumb I can actually loosen it, adjust it, and then lock it in, so it's nice and tight. You can adjust it, and there are 2 screws here if you want to remove this head. On the opposite side, we have a quick an adjustment and a quick release for the ball head itself. So I'll just move it down here so I can show you. Now, what's really cool is and a huge advantage, and I have not seen it on other tripods, and I'll do a close-up of it so you can see it, is that besides the standard arca rail that's on top, the bottom section is cut for a picatinny rail. So if you have an older AR-15 with the quad rail, you'll easily be able to just set it in and lock it down and use it the exact same way as you would with an arca rail. Do note though, because you do have a lock in between the picatinny sections, you wouldn't be able to easily move it as you would with an arca. However, you can quickly and easily attach it. Now, because it's an Amazon video, I can't exactly show it to you, but you can definitely take a look at in the pictures. The other way that you might actually find a picatinny rail is if you have a traditional hunting stock, and on that stock you have a swivel stud. You can get a swivel stud to picatinny adapter for mounting a bipod if you wanted to. And you can also just use the exact same thing and just move it to this Swiss Arca adapter. Finally, on this side here, you have actually two sides where you have another 1/4 screws. So if you're out using this in a field and you have extra attachments, so let's say for example, if you might have a spotting scope here, you might want to have a wind meter, you'll be able to get a couple of clamps and screw them in, and you have them right here on the side of a tripod. Definitely a big win, and that I haven't actually seen on our bigger Vortex tripods either. The only thing that's missing on here that I do wish that they did have was a hook on the bottom so you can attach a bag. This is where actually this bag is going to come in, and this is a fantastic bag. So this is actually their stone bag, and it's made for just you going out to the range. You can get a couple of big stones, you can fill it up, and this is going to lower the weight, the center of gravity. So you're going to add more weight and it's going to lower the center of gravity. So especially when you have a firearm, if there's wind, heavy wind, it'll be more stable. What I like this for is it's actually perfect as just a junk holder. So I don't have my phones on here, but you can easily just throw your stuff in here. So imagine if you have your phones, you might have spare ammo, you might have a laser rangefinder or a Kestrel wind meter. You can easily hold it in here. So I think that's actually what it's going to be better for. Overall, this is a very, very nice tripod. The load weight on the head is 55 pounds, and I do believe it. I don't have any firearms that are that heavy, but we have tried it with a couple that are high 20s, and it has been locking terrific. And the tripod itself, even though it doesn't have a rated limit, I was able to hang right off of it. And I'm a bit over 170 pounds, and it's been really, really stable. For a lightweight tripod, it's quite surprising, and it's a really, 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 really good value, especially when you might not either need something that's going to be this huge. So I'll put this into perspective. This is also a 4-section. However, you can see how much taller this tripod is going to be, and it's also a couple $100 more expensive as well. So for some people who are going to need it, you're going to need it. But if you're not necessarily going to be doing the competitive shooting circles, and primarily you just want to have a really good tripod, this is a fantastic tripod. And so far I have been quite impressed with it. I've had it at the range probably 4 or 5 times now, and it has been good. And just in case my regular tripod breaks, I can easily mount my camera to this or my spotting scope, and it'll be good. So that is the Sunwayfoto T3240CS shooting tripod and their stone bag.